So apparently there are still people out there that still have not caught on to the fact that this Gacha Revenue website is literally fake and bogus, even though they tell you in big bright letters right here at the top. We have some information to go through today to show just how wildly inaccurate it would be to act as if this revenue chart here is any kind of representation of what a game is really doing like these days. Especially a game like Arknights Enfield down here 2 months in a row getting, what is that, 10 million or something like that, when realistically they're earning significantly more than that. And yeah, it's true that the site themselves say that these are mobile platforms only. The combined revenues are across all regions that they can show, not across all platforms. And yeah, that also means that they don't even have all of the mobile regions here either. It's just whatever they can show for iOS and Android. So it only begs the question, why even use this as a representation in the first place? Now, I can admit I've been here in the past and I've taken a look at this as well, but with the preface that this is not a full representation of what's going on. It's just a baseline representation of how well a game might be doing. If you're somewhat up here or even on the list at all, you're doing pretty fine for yourself, right? Especially if the game is something like Zenless or Genshin, or let's say Wuthering Waves. Let's look at some others here. Neverness to Everness, Arknights Enfield Combat. You know what I mean? Gachas that take a lot of demand from the rig that you're using, from the device you're playing it on. And they basically are played mostly on console and PC. And it's been proven that that's where most of the money's coming from. By the way, I'm not hating on any of these games. Like, for example, this isn't me trying to come through and be like, oh, Hoyo shouldn't be here on top. I'm trying to say that Zenless and Genshin could be mogging even harder right now than they are, right? Star Rail is very heavily played on mobile, so maybe it stays relatively stationary. It did have its anniversary a little bit earlier, right? But Zenlin's having its anniversary right now, and it's very heavily played on PC, right? Genshin actually runs fairly all right from what I've heard on mobile. So to be honest with you right now, there's a chance that Zenless could be the #1 gacha in terms of revenue right now. You know what I mean? You do have other games like Neverness and Everness, which is still new and popping off, and Arknights that are new and popping off, but I don't know if they're going to pop off as hard as like a Hoyo anniversary. You see what I'm saying? So this isn't a hate train here. I'm saying that these numbers just aren't accurate, right? We have no idea who's the top gacha or whatever right now. Despite that, when you try to find out, like Hoyoverse games, how much they're making, Hoyoverse doesn't really want you to know how much they're making. That goes positive for them and negative for them sometimes, right? But all of this, everything you're seeing here, all of this, every single thing on here throws out the exact same number if you're looking for it, and that number is literally this. And when I'm looking up how much they made, I'm not looking for mobile numbers, but like half the stuff you see here is acting like the full number, the entire amount that Hoyo made for Genshin is this number right here, which is crazy, crazy low. A lot of people still play Genshin on PC. It's one of the most played PC gachas, actually. And yet, none of this, okay, none of this, everything, all of these numbers, all of these links right here, none of this is an accurate number, and like half of them are claiming to be like definitively the 55 mil. That's as much as they've made, and it's just wildly inaccurately wrong. Now, you know, when you have a game coming out to defend itself and like basically have to come forward and because of something like this point out to everyone that they're actually making a lot more, right? People question, oh, is that them really? Like is this article even real? Blah, blah, blah. Like you have as recently as the first, right? This article or whatever was made on the 4th. You have the 6th China Game Innovation Competition results, right? And one of the games that was actually here speaking was for Arknights. It says End of the World here. That's just Google Translate. It's Arknights Enfield, right? And they too confirmed that, what is this, adapting to PC, overseas PC and console revenue accounts for 70% of its total revenue, and it previously showcased as a performance benchmark for high-end mobile devices at international launch events. Dude, like, they've, in this one sentence right here, they're like basically corroborating what was being told to us like months ago, right? In China, nearly 60% of Arknights Enfield revenue comes from the PC version, and overseas PC and PlayStation together make it for 70%, according to the official. This article came out February 9th. And so basically, this is just pointing out, I'm bringing this all up to point out that this is still the case for Arknights, right? A similar game to like, you know, NTE and whatnot, where NTE have also come out to claim that they've made significantly more money by the end of June. This is like for what, in 2 months? Yeah, the game hasn't been out all that long. When you look at how much they're claiming the game is making on average, I believe its first month they said was like 25 million. I'll see if I can try to pull that up somehow and show you on screen, but the math ain't mathin' over here on this quite literally self-proclaimed inaccurate website. Can you believe it? The site that says the numbers aren't real turns out the numbers aren't real. I can't believe this. Now, because of this, I looked into Wuthering Waves as well, obviously, because like I just started looking into all the action combat gachas that like are highly demanding on the actual device you're using, as well as they're not exactly fun to play on mobile, so mostly PC and console numbers. I was looking for the Hoyo titles as well, but again, they just don't like to disclose that type of stuff, so I don't have anything recent for them. But Wuthering Waves I looked into, and we got... Dude, Styx covered this in January, apparently. Is this like the same thing? Yes. It's literally the same thing. Wuthering Waves is officially classified as an evergreen game title by Tencent. This requires at least 550 million USD. So you have to hit this metric as well as one of these two metrics, either 5 million players on mobile or 2 million players on PC, either or, plus the 550 million USD in a year gets you to what's called an evergreen title, which is a pretty big milestone. That's huge. You know what I mean? Like you're not hearing that for the others necessarily. Not that they won't hit this number, but that's pretty good because you have to not just hit one, but you have to hit two of the metrics. $10 million. Whoa, dude. Okay. Also mentioned that the international market contributed to 30% of the gaming's division total revenue, exceeding $10 million USD for the full year. Oh my god. Major contributions from products like Path of Exile 2, Wuthering Waves, Warframe. Oh my god, Based? All three of these are crazy good games. PUBG, mobile, and COD mobile. I don't know why you'd play a shooter on mobile, but you know what I mean? Go for it. So apparently, shout out to folks like Styx and is this V Dizzy over here for covering, you know, at least the Wuthering Waves aspect of this a while back. Like, because honestly, this is just wild. I mean, like, I love Nikke. Again, I think that this was one of the best titles, like maybe number 1 or 2 title of like 2025. But it still didn't earn this much, even though it's having like a crazy month, or it had a crazy month because of the Cinderella release and like the summer, you know, release and everything, the summer event. Like, bro, at number 5 above Wuwa, okay, and I'm not even simping, right? And this isn't a hate video or anything. This is just a logic check, right? A reality check video, like. Fate Grand Order, I've heard that they've been actually doing a lot of revamping over here, and they've been like buffing old characters and stuff. I mean, I don't know if the old gacha's been fixed or not, but like, do we really think that they're earning more than Enfield and like Neverness to Everness, bro? Like, look, if you want to hate on these games, that's fine. Like, you don't have to like them, but like, don't be LARPing like these games ain't earning too. You know, what happened to Love and Deep? We gotta talk about the Love and Deep Space situation. Oh brother, the original Arknights is above the new Arknights? Like, what? Like, don't get me wrong, that's definitely a thing that could happen, but I mean, like, Arknights, the Enfield is like, it's such a step above in terms of like what they're providing as far as the game is concerned. I know that some people have their gripes about it and whatnot, right? And it doesn't. And dude, look at Nikke. This game's 2D also. You know what I mean? This game's crazy good. Like, I'm not dissing 2D or anything like that, or like low budget games or anything like that. But are we really gonna act like this new hyped game that they're pushing so heavily isn't earning more than the OG right now? Like, I'm happy for the OG, but like, come on, bro. That should be a little bit of, that should set a flag off. Now, I was about to say something that I was good, that now I gotta like take back preemptively before I actually say it. I was gonna not actually diss the website itself and only like kind of like diss people that sort of like act intellectually dishonest and try to like push an agenda using information like this, right? But this right here says it's not a definitive revenue figure, but it says mobile revenue data. That's the site that they have. The site itself, dude, the URL is like revenue.ennead.cc/revenue. It's got revenue in here twice. It's got revenue, but it's not supposed, it's literally saying that, it's literally telling you that they're lying, but they're acting like it's about revenue. So honestly, this is on the site too. Like at a certain level, you have to blame the people that are using the site, but it's on the site as well. These estimates should be used only as general trend indicators. That is what they are providing. Trend indicators, not revenue figures. Yeah, again, this isn't trying to hate on anyone specifically. Like, there's plenty of really good Samaritans out there talking about this type of stuff. But yeah, just try to walk in there with this information in mind that, like, you know, you might want to take a look at the actual numbers for some of these titles rather than the made-up ones. Anyways, if you guys like this kind of stuff, leave a like and subscribe. Peace out.